What's good, YouTube? JoJo back with another video, and today's video is going to be how to work the marketplace. Now we're going to be using MLB The Show 21, obviously because MLB The Show 22 is not released yet, but it is coming soon. And so I want to put out videos. I want to utilize this month specifically to help you out with tips going into 22. That way when 22 drops, if you're new at the game, if you just got it at Christmas or this was your first year and you're looking at how to be better at making stubs, getting better at the game, stuff like that going into year 2, these are going to be the tips that we're going to put out before 22 drops. That way when day 1 comes, you're not confused, you're not lost, you're hitting it head first. And we're going to make you hella stubs for first night. That way you're able to go no money spent. You don't have to spend a dime. That's the best thing about MLB The Show. Let's jump straight into the video. Hit that like button, comment down below what was your best stub method from this year, and hit that sub button. Of course, man, it's going to be a huge year for us and on this channel, and I can't do anything without you. So we're over here at the marketplace. If you want to know how to get to the marketplace, you should know it by now, but you go over to shop, you go to marketplace, MLB players. Some of the tips that I'm going to show you this year on how to make stubs, this isn't necessarily a flipping tutorial, but more so, you know, how to navigate your way, the do's and don'ts of the marketplace, how you can utilize this marketplace to make stubs. So the first thing, when night 1 drops, there's like 4 or 5 different ways that you can come to this marketplace and make millions of stubs if you have the time to do so, because a lot of people are pulling packs, they're pulling the pre-order packs, they're buying packs, they're buying stubs for whatever reason. First of all, this isn't that kind of video, but don't ever buy stubs. You don't ever have to do that. What you're going to want to do is come over here to filter. You're going to utilize the filter. You're going to go over to live series and you're going to filter down to golds. Diamonds are going to be way too expensive. Golds are going to be expensive too, but the margins are, they are crazy. So if you get 25,000 stubs off of the pre-order bonus, I would personally flip that into about 100,000, 200,000. And this is how you start the process of getting collections done. What you're going to be looking for is margin. And what a margin means is the buy now price versus sell now price. And so you want to be looking for something crazy. Like this is kind of hard to show it off of here only for the specific reason of every margin on here is good right now because nobody's playing. But me personally, I always look for 700 to 800 on the buy now versus sell now on launch night. Some of these are going to be thousands, 2,000, 3,000 stub differences. You're just going to come in and use that. So the way all it's going to way is going to work. Like I said, this isn't necessarily a flipping tutorial, but you're just coming over here to create buy order, and then you're just putting in a price. For this one specifically, because there's nothing here, we're just going to put 1,001. And as you see, our order pops up over here. And then once that order was to come through, we would go over here to create sell order, and we will go 1 under. My first tip on how to utilize the marketplace is to first, never buy now. At the beginning of the year, never ever buy now. Every stub is valuable at the beginning of the year. You cannot waste any stubs, especially when it comes to trying to complete collections. So if you're over here buying now, and you're wasting 1,700, 2,000, 3,000 stubs, it adds up when you're talking about having to buy 300, 400 cards. We're talking about you spent the extra million to 2 million stubs because you kept hitting the buy now button. You just got to be slightly patient. On night 1, people are buying packs and hitting sell now, which is another thing I don't suggest doing, but they're hitting sell now. We'll get into that in a second. And so they're losing out on stubs, but you're gaining. So you're going to come on night 1. My first tip, like I said, is do not ever hit buy now and do not hit sell now. You cannot waste stubs. So once you get a card, you're going to hit that sell order, always create sell order, and always go 1 under. So if the order right now over here on the left side is a buy now, it says 1939. You're going to want to go 1 under that. 1938. Obviously, we don't have one right now, but you would click then okay. You would click OK. And then you would just keep going. You would go to the next one, which would be CJ Cron, right? And you'd put in another order for him. And then bam, you just put it 1,001 or whatever 1 up is. Let me find one that has an order like this right here. See how Tim Anderson right now has a buy order for 1,000. If it was 2,000, you would go 2,001. If it was 3,000, 3,001. If it was 1,162, you would put in a buy order for 1,163. You got it. I call it the 1 over 1 under rule. You always go 1 over 1 under when it comes to trying to save stubs. So if we were to put a buy order, we wouldn't go 1,251 because regardless, our order is going to go through. So why would I go 251 stubs over? You're going to go 1,000. and one. You go one above. That's it. One over, one under. That's all you're doing. And so that's kind of how you navigate flipping. And so what would happen is the order would pop up in the top left corner. And as that order's coming through, you would go right back to it. So say we put in that order right there for AJ Pollock, we would then go through, sell it, putting another buy order. And that's how you start flipping. That's how you navigate the marketplace in the very, very beginning. And like I said, the biggest tips, one, don't hit buy now or sell now, and always go one over, one under. Next up, you don't have to necessarily just do live series. You can go over to equipment and perks. Perks are absolutely crazy night one because people want to hurry up and build up their cap player. Now, we don't know if caps are going to be in MLB The Show 22. I would go ahead and assume so because sponsorships brings SDS money and they're able to put that into the game. So I would go ahead and assume that it's safe to say that caps will be there. And with caps being in the game, these perks right here are things that you put onto your cap to make them better players. So as you can see in the bottom right, you see it has control, home runs per 9. This would be for a pitcher. Power obviously is for hitters. And people just absolutely come in here because the first thing they want to do is hurry up build up the cap player because it's usually the best player in the game at the very, very beginning of the year. Nobody can compete with them at any position besides maybe the collection reward. And even then, you could make a third baseman that could have competed with Chipper Jones at the beginning of the year because caps are that overpowered. So people are coming here and these are crazy. So like as you can see, like this, if this was right now, these margins are ridiculous, but it's because it's the end of the year. Nobody's playing once again. So you use the same rule of thumb as you did in the live series. You come here, you don't buy now, you never click buy now, you never click sell now. You just go one over like we would do here. And then if a buy order was to come in, we would go one under, 9,999. As you see, a lot of the rule of thumb for the marketplace, it's very simple. It's the same thing. You go anywhere over here. So, okay, that was a sell for something different. Same thing with sponsorships. Sponsorships also have crazy margins at the beginning of the year. And then once you start to do all this and you're building up and you're building up and you're building up, that's when you can start doing stuff like equipment. Equipment typically has crazy margins, but they move a little bit slower. Opening night, these do go crazy once again because of the cap. You can start finding stuff like this 24,000, 4,000. And my biggest suggestion on how to utilize equipment is at the end of the night, after you've built up 100,000, 200,000 stubs, right before you go to bed, just find something that has a crazy ass margin and just buy, or just go ahead and put in a buy order. And then when you wake up tomorrow, you know, you were asleep all night, you come here, see if that order went through, and then you sell it. If you didn't, it's no harm done. You can take away the order, you get your stubs back. Equipment tends to work the best in that aspect. The reason being is if you put a buy order in on live series cards before you go to bed, a lot of those margins change from time to time, but equipment kind of stays steady. So like a buy now price of 30,000 and a sell now price of 6,000, which is a 24,000 difference. By the time you wake up, that might close to 18,000. You're still making a lot of stubs. Whereas if you buy on say you put in 10 orders before you go to sleep on a live series card at 2,000 and the buy now was 5,000, which was a 3,000 difference, and you wake up and it's at 1,200, you're kind of losing out at that point. It was a waste of time. So I like to utilize equipment as something that I do right before bed. Now, finally, an AJ Pollock order comes through. You don't want to navigate like this. This is just if you were flipping cards, but I just wanted to better show you. So if AJ Pollock was to come in like we were doing that, we were flipping cards, you would just come back over here and you go one under, bam. And then what you would do at that point is putting another buy order, as long as you still like the margin. That's how you navigate the marketplace as far as how to utilize it to make stubs to the best of your abilities. What you're looking for is 1, margins, 2, don't buy now or sell now, and 3, 1 over, 1 under rule. Those are the 3 biggest tips as to how to navigate the marketplace to make you stubs. Now we're going to have more videos that will come out over time that will, you know, help you make stubs. It isn't all about the marketplace. There's ways that you can play the game to make stubs. There's ways to play other modes that'll make you stubs. There's so many ways to make stubs in MLB The Show that over time we will be putting out videos for that. That's kind of the basis of my channel. Now I want to add more stuff this coming year, like gameplays and stuff like that, but the whole basis of the reason why we started this channel was to help you be no money spent all year, and that you can get the cards that everybody else has just as quick as them without spending a dime, and you can compete with anybody. And that was the whole reason we started this channel, and we will never ever stop doing that. That's going to be the whole basis of this. So if you have any questions, comment down below. If you were new this year, or if you never necessarily went to the marketplace to learn how to flip cards or anything like that, let's comment down below and let's figure it out before 22 drops. I want everybody to be a professional at this by the time 22 drops, because a lot of people don't want you to because they think it's going to mess up their stubs. But in all honesty, as long as we're all flowing in the market, it actually creates better margins, and it actually helps keep the market flowing quicker, which helps you make stubs quicker. So I'm all for that, man. Me making you stubs helps me make stubs. And so we're doing this all together. If you like the content, be sure to hit that like button. Like I said, we're trying to get back into the flow of things. Hit that sub button. I love y'all. We'll be doing a giveaway soon. Be on the lookout for that, as we'll be giving away MLB The Show 22 games as far as on any system, PS5, PS4, Xbox, hell, even the Switch. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, as always, peace, love, until next time.